of my own world. No one handed me a roadmap, no commandments carved in stone, only tired voices echoing through cities built on borrowed souls. Every man was carrying another person's dream, while burying his own voice beneath the weight of routine. But I saw the fractured lines of patterns underneath, that every great collapse begins where broken systems break. And there inside the noise, when everything came apart, I realized the world is not happening to me, I am the one building it. Every choice becomes a gear, every habit shapes gravity. The future isn't random, it's a slow build machine. I create my own world, I wait for no false miracle. I build order from the chaos, and the change begins within. I won't drift with the current, now I write the laws myself. Growth begins the moment you enjoy the system you live in. A man is not a moment, he's a pattern repeated every day, carving deeper what his soul has believed in. The ones who live on motivation build houses inside storms, but the ones who create systems outlive entire worlds. Because it's not about how you feel at sunrise, it's about what you do when there's nothing left to drive you. That freedom is not escape, not reckless rebellion, it's arranging your existence like a perfectly tuned engine. Every scar becomes data, every failure leaves code, and the ones who study pattern eventually find themselves. I create my own world, I wait for no false miracle. I build order from the chaos, and the change begins within. I won't drift with the current, now I write the laws myself. Growth begins the moment you enjoy the system you live in. I saw people living inside the minds of strangers, building private prisons from borrowed expectations. But I don't want survival, I want command over time. Not to escape this world, but to redesign it. Like an engineer shapes steel, like a musician shapes noise, like a star tears through darkness, that's how I shape reality. Because behind every system there stands a mind, and every empire started from a single thought. Rebuild it, tear it down, see through it, wake up now. Don't consume your life, beside it, don't hide inside your days. Control them. Every habit is a brick, every hour is a weapon, every repetition is a road that slowly turns you into something greater. Doesn't change first, the mind does. And when thought becomes a system, a human no longer drifts. He creates, I create my own world. From the ruins I raise a throne. With the engine of my own mind I break beyond the horizon. Because every road begins in me, burns inside, and growth begins the moment you become the system itself. I am no longer an accident, I am no longer drift. I am the structure, the architect, the engine, the new world. And this is only the beginning. The golden path. I walk through temples made of silence. I walk through cities built of steel. One side preached eternal heavens, the other worshipped what is real. One said, kill the flesh and rise above it. The other, consume until you own it all. But both were blind in different ways, both trapped inside their walls. Because the soul without creation becomes a ghost that fades away, and matter without deeper meaning turns the strongest hearts to gray. So I began building a bridge between instinct and the divine, a machine fueled by consciousness, a system balanced by design. We are still evolving, still unfinished forms, yet we move inside the laws that shape the stars before we were born. There is a golden path between worlds, between spirit and the machine, where the fire inside the human soul meets the structure underneath. Not enslaved by empty hunger, not escaping earthly life, but building a higher order from chaos unified. The universe moves through patterns, through gravity and flame, through systems ancient as existence, through cycles no one tamed, and humans are no different. We are nature thinking aloud. Half creators of the future, half children of cosmic laws. Every action leaves an echo, every thought becomes a seed. Freedom was never lawlessness. Freedom is mastering energy. So I reject the false extremes, the blind machine, the hollow prayer, because truth was never found in denying either side of ourselves. Mind and matter intertwining like lightning inside veins. The future belongs to those who can hold both worlds in place. There is a golden path between worlds, between spirit and the machine, where the fire inside the human soul meets the structure underneath. Not enslaved by empty hunger, not escaping earthly life, but building a higher order from chaos unified. I don't want to disappear into the sky. I don't want to drown inside possessions. I want balance, power with awareness, discipline with vision, systems with meaning. Because evolution is sacred, but sacred things still obey laws. Even stars collapse and rise again inside invisible equations. And maybe humanity's destiny is not choosing one side forever, but becoming the bridge itself. Build the spirit, build the spirit, build the structure, master instinct, master thought, The universe is not disorder, it's rhythm waiting to be heard. Every heartbeat follows patterns, every empire follows cycles, every mind becomes a world. future all along. Flashing moments, I stopped praying for the storm. I started reading hidden rhythms inside the life I was born. Not every spark is magic, not every fall is fate. Some answers come from patience, from the choices that you make. The world is not just chaos, it's structure in disguise. A pattern you can enter if you open both your eyes. And I began to notice what repetition can reveal. How ordinary mornings are where true futures feel. It's not the lightning moment, it's the rhythm of the climb. The universe responds to consistent space and time. We are patterns of becoming, shaped by what we do each day. Through discipline and motion, we slowly find our way. And luck is just the language of a deeper hidden plan. The universe replying to the questions that we send. I used to wait for meaning to fall from open skies, like some divine correction to justify my life. But meaning grows in silence, in systems that we build, in habits that we repeat until the empty is fulfilled. The weekday is not lesser, it's the forge of who we are. Each task a small adjustment that rewires every scar. The effort that feels boring is the seed of something vast, because greatness is constructed from the moments that will last. So I stopped calling it random, stopped calling it chance. Now I see every coincidence as a structured response. We are patterns of becoming, shaped by what we do each day. Through discipline and motion, we slowly find our way. And luck is just the language of a deeper hidden plan. The universe replying to the questions that we send. Maybe luck is not a gift, but feedback in disguise. A signal from the system when intention aligns. When you ask with repetition, when your actions match your call, the universe starts answering through the cracks inside the wall.